Father Tom Uzananil, the Indian priest who was released yesterday after 18 months in captivity, meets with Pope Francis. Father Tom was flown to Rome last night to undergo medical tests. He met with Pope Francis today. He knelt in front of him, you can see, kissing his feet. He's clean-shaven now, which is a far cry from how he looked when he was pleading for his release on YouTube earlier this year. He was taken hostage when armed militants attacked a home in southern Yemen in March of 2016, killing 16, including 4 nuns. Father Tom's older brother tells an Indian newspaper, "Our prayers were finally heard." The Pope's top advisory team met this week in the Vatican. The Council of Cardinals is made up of 9 cardinals, including Cardinal O'Malley of Boston. Among the topics discussed, the possibility of increasing the number of lay people, including women and young people, to fill Vatican jobs normally held by priests. Alan Holdren is the EWTN Rome Bureau Chief. Alan, does this mean we're going to see major changes in the composition of all Vatican department staff?
This isn't something that's going to happen immediately, Lauren. It was just a discussion. This is a group of cardinals that provide advice to the Holy Father as he makes decisions in making changes to the Vatican and part of this reform process. So it's not something that was anything more than discussed at this point, but they spoke about Vatican staff that would be less clerical, they said, more international, with more women and young people.
Why is that important to have women, young people, international people on the staff?
It would be more representative of the church, I'm sure. There's no concrete reason given for this sort of a change, but it's something that's been brewing for a long time. Part of these discussions would also be, how do we pay for top experts to come and work here in the Vatican? The major plus side, beyond the expertise of the priests that come to work here with doctorates, with much experience and knowledge, is that they cost so little and they're also supported by their diocese. If you were to bring the same sort of an expert that's a layperson here, you have the family that's also living with them. You have many more expenses and many more costs. So that's something that it's going to take some major changes if they're actually going to be putting this into practice.
This group has met almost 24 times in the last 4+ years. Is this the culmination of their work?
I don't think we'll see a conclusion of their work anytime soon, Lauren. It actually seems like it's becoming more and more permanent as time goes on. They discuss issues about this reform process, but they also get updates from the different Vatican departments, and they continue to advise the Pope on matters that seem to be already concluded. So we also have to remember that the Pope comes from a Jesuit background, and as provincials, Jesuits have sort of committees that advise them on major decisions, and then they take the major decisions, just like the Pope does in this case. So I think we're going to see this for the duration of this pontificate.
This is a fascinating insight into the culture at the Vatican. Thank you so much. Alan Holdren, EWTN Rome Bureau Chief.
Thank you, Lauren.